Harmonize with me and hold me tight all through the night. You're shining bright. I'm your oyster, baby. You're my pearl.
Billy,
What is it, Tom?
Kelly Marie's here.
I know, I saw her there just sitting to my left.
How's it going?
Hello. It's going so well. I'm so excited to be here.
We've been trying to do this for a while now, Kelly Marie's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I know
I'm not
it's-
saying it so that you apologise.
Well,
but
she's difficult to get hold of,
very,
isn't she?
very popular person.
Very popular, both professionally and socially.
Yes, pulled in a whole bunch of different directions. But we've probably been doing this podcast now for a couple of years. And I think within the first couple of months, I had said to you, hey, Kelly Marie, we'd love to have you on. And you were like,
Yeah.
great, I'm working. And then another time, I'm working, another time. But we got it.
We're here. I'm
And
so
I would often
excited.
say to him, when's Kelly Marie coming on?
Mhm.
Because you say that you're good friends,
Mhm.
and it doesn't seem that you're good friends.
We are good friends.
Are you really?
We are good friends.
Oh,
We
yeah.
actually, the hat that Dom is wearing, I also own.
Yeah.
Ah, you should
We have
wear it
matching
together.
hats.
Yes.
We're
We
good
were-
friends.
we were just
Tell,
talking
tell me
this.
about the hat. Tell me.
Well, the hat it's a J.J. Abrams original. So the working title for the Star Wars film that I was in was Trixie, because if you take off the first couple of letters and is it the last two letters, it becomes IX, which is the Roman numerals for 9, obviously. And we were episode 9,
That's the one you were in.
Rise of Skywalker.
Pretty cool.
Kelly Marie was in 2. Is that right, Kelly Marie? You're in 2?
Yes. I was in episode 8 as well.
For people who are not big Star Wars fans, 8 and 9 were made by J.J. Abrams, right?
Correct.
And that was the last ones that were made.
Wait,
No,
wait.
no,
Let's,
no.
Kelly
No.
Marie's going to correct us.
Oh,
here.
hold on.
7 and 9. were
7
JJ.
and 9 were JJ. Episode 8 was Ryan Johnson,
Yeah,
who we also love and adore.
yeah.
Okay,
love,
7. And then 1, 2, and 3,
1, 2, and 3,
Those are-
George Lucas.
Yep.
4, 5, and 6.
4, George
George
Lucas.
Lucas.
5, Kazadoom? Someone Kazadoom?
Kazadoom Jones,
The guy. Hang on, Johnny's
the
coming in.
well-known director.
Oh,
It is something like Erwin Kasadian. Kastin,
John is a
the director
huge
of Empire
fan
Strikes
I'm
Back.
truly
of
embarrassed.
movies,
And
and
then-
he will know this.
While we're preambling, who? While we're wasting time, who directed Return of the Jedi?
No idea.
I
Absolutely
don't
no
know
clue.
either.
No clue.
Don't know either.
Well, that's
Here's Johnny. Here's Johnny.
Irvin Kushner.
Irving Kershner directed Empire Strikes Back and Return of the
Wow.
Jedi. Johnny, he's doing
Richard Markline.
Richard
Marquand.
Well, there we go. Now
Yeah,
we've
we
went
knew
back.
that.
We've done
Incredible,
all the
incredible.
movies.
We knew that. Well,
So tell me about that from the start. How did that come about that you found yourself in the Star Wars?
universe.
Yeah, it was a miracle, I guess. I was in LA working as an office assistant and auditioning for a bunch of stuff and not getting a lot of things, but getting close to certain things.
Yeah.
And when I say things, I mean like commercials
Right, yeah.
or like small parts on sitcoms that I was auditioning for. I would have to go in like twice for like a one-line role. Like it was like,
yeah.
you know, I very much felt like I was starting out, but at the same time, it took me years to get to the point where I was just auditioning. I'm sure you both know.
Yeah.
So I was sort of just auditioning. I was doing improv with friends at night and like getting into sketch comedy. I was doing some sketches with College Humor at the time. And then I started auditioning for what was being referred to as this untitled Ryan Johnson project, which then became episode 8. And I thought it was like kind of a joke the whole time. I remember being like, oh, this is hilarious. Like I'll tell my grandkids one day that I auditioned for this thing that I'm absolutely never going to get. Like it's just insane. But I was wrong.
But did you know it was Star Wars when it was called The Untitled?
So it was supposed to be this huge secret, but it was pretty easy to like Google what Ryan Johnson was working on at the time.
Right.
Yeah, so I figured it out. But there was not really any sort of information available in terms of like what the movie was about, what the character was like.
Yeah.
Everything was so vague. Yeah.
It's a weird thing as an actor, right? That if you have one audition and you don't get it, you're kind of like used to that, and you're like, okay, cool, that's just another week. But if you have 4 or 5 auditions for the same thing and you start to get invested, it's so much harder to forget that, you know, because you've gone down. I don't know about you, but like if I get to that point, I'm starting to think about how would they walk, how would they take their tea, how would they how would they be in the morning? What are they like when they're drinking? How are they to their mum and dad and stuff? And then you have to just forget all that if you don't get the part.
Yeah, it's so. I feel like acting is so unhealthy for that reason.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just you have no control over your life, and you have to sort of. At least for me, I feel like it's been this journey of really trying to protect my creativity and protect the love that I have for the actual act of it. Because otherwise it's just too hard and
Yeah.
it's too scary and it's too uncertain.
Mm.
I'd love to hear what it's been like for both of you, like how you're
No, I totally agree. It makes me think of that thing that Bryan Cranston said. Did you see that? Where he's talking about it and he says where it changed in his mind. He said something like, I used to go to auditions saying, pick me for this, I want to get this. And then he changed that to, this is what I can offer you. This is, you gave me these lines, I could do this.
Yeah, and it will be good.
And there's what I'm offering, and
that's up to you.
It doesn't matter to me whether you say yes or no. This is what I think from those words. Here's an option.
Oh, great.
And I thought, that's brilliant. Rather than, because if you go in with I want this job, you end up not really making a decision on how you're playing the character. You're too busy thinking, what do they want? What would they like? Whereas if you go in saying, this is what I'm doing, if you think that's what you want, then that's great. If you don't, then that's great as well.
Maybe you want someone that's 6'2",
You want something
and
else.
there's nothing that I can do about the fact that I'm 5'7", and you want someone that's 6'2".
That's a really healthy way to approach it, I think.
And Billy and I laugh about this thing all the time, which is such an interesting examination of actors. A lot of the time, you get a job, you get your script, you get your schedule, and the first thing that you look at in your schedule is, when's my first day off? Like, we spend our entire life like breaking ourselves to get a job, and then you're like, oh cool, I'm off on Tuesday, that's fantastic. So I've started to really kind of try and change that narrative for me, which is, I always wanted to be an actor when I was a kid. I've managed to carve out a career as an actor, and if I'm lucky enough to be going to work, it's my favorite day. Otherwise, you waste months of your life going, oh, I can't wait to finish so that I can go on holiday. And then you go on holiday and you're like, oh, I'd really like to be working. Like, you need to be in that place, enjoying it,
Yeah.
Actors are big complainers, right? A group of actors is called a complaint of actors.
And we go off on tangents, you'll notice here. So in case we do go off on tangents, I just want to say I absolutely loved your character in those movies. It was, and I mean this totally truthfully, it's when you see someone in a movie and you're just always wanting the camera to go back to them. That's how I felt about your character. And I think that might be because you were doing improv and all that. Just you talking there, you had that immediacy to your character that I was like, oh, it's exciting every time we go there. And that's a brilliant thing to see on screen, I think.
She's adorable, Rose. She's adorable.
Wonderful
really
character, and you
nice.
brought so much to life.
Well, there's a lot of characters in the Star Wars universe that are kind of capable, that maybe they're on the dark side or the light side, but they can handle it. Like Han Solo can handle it. Luke Skywalker can handle it. Chewbacca. There's not, Darth Vader's kind of tough. They're all like, they're on either sides of the angle, but they're all like, I'm here. I can shoot a weapon. I can get into a fight. I'm fine. And what I loved about what you found with Rose is there's a humanity to her. There's a vulnerability. You're like, oh God, I really hope that she's okay. Like you can see that kind of trepidation in your character.
And what's going to
vulnerability.
happen. Vulnerability and a danger as well, that anything could happen. And that's always kind of, in any acting, that's a brilliant thing.
Now, what about, we do go off on tangents, but let's go back a little bit.
Right.
What about the day when, after all these auditions, your agent calls you and say, you got it? What happened that day? Do you remember?
Yeah, because I was at work. I was at my office job. So the way it worked was I got a call from my agent saying that Ryan Rom, so the writer, director, and producer, wanted to talk to me. And in my mind, I was like, great. It's going to be like one of those pats on the back, like, great job, kid. Maybe next time. Yeah. But they wanted to see me like in person. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go during my lunch break from my office job. And I went to this casting office. And I sat there. I remember they had all of these coffee table books on the table. I never read those. But of course, that day I was like, I'm so busy. I'm so casually looking at this book. Like, I don't care about anything that's about to happen to me. And I remember Ryan walking in and being like, "Oh, Kelly, hi." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just reading this. Hello."
Give me a moment, please.
Yeah. Exactly. And then we went into the casting room, and he basically, there was like a little back and forth of talking because we hadn't talked in, I think there was like a month in between every audition because they were looking for people everywhere. And then he said that he wanted to offer me the role. And I remember, okay, this is the moment I feel like I remember as a child. Like, you dream about what it would be when you were to receive the thing that you think is going to complete your life. And I remember thinking like, oh, there's going to be like celebration and screaming and like just like euphoria. And I remember my first feeling just being like straight out fear. Like, I was so terrified, and I didn't respond for a very long time. Like, I just sat there like frozen. And then I just remember there was silence for maybe what felt like an eternity, was probably like a minute. And he goes, "So do you want this?" And I remember being like, "Yeah, but I have no idea what I'm doing." And that sort of feeling that you were talking about, Dom, and Billy too, like about Rose and about like the idea that she was working like in this world from a place of like, I've never done this before. I don't know what I'm doing, is very metaphorical to like the experience I was having, because I very much did not come from the world of entertainment at all, and it just was all so new to me. So yeah,
it's a big galaxy, the Star Wars galaxy, and I think it's important sometimes to have characters that feel a little overwhelmed by where they are in that galaxy, and that's what happens, I think, with Rose. Is she becomes, in a lot of ways, the audience, because they think that's what I would be. I would be in that world with explosions and spaceships and stormtroopers and be like, "Oh, okay, I'm all right." And that's, you captured that really beautifully.
Well, thanks for saying that. I actually want to talk about Lord of the Rings.
Well, we can definitely talk
Can we
about
talk
Lord of the
about
Rings.
that?
Yeah. I want to. Well, we'll go backwards and forwards because I want to keep talking about Star Wars. But
Okay, let's go backwards and forwards.
Okay,
Let's do whatever, however you want to.
What do you want to ask about Lord of the Rings?
I want to ask everything I want.
Well, you're going to New Zealand, right? You just told us.
Yes.
That's brilliant. And as a straight up kind of Lord of the Rings fan, it's pretty thrilling to go to that country.
I am very excited. Yes.
Do you think you might have any time off, long weekends or anything like that?
I honestly have no idea what my schedule is going to be like, but I'm there for so long that I'm hoping that I will have some. I'm sure I'll have weekends.
Oh, yeah.
To like go explore.
Yeah, you'll find time.
I'll go to Hobbiton. I'm going to go to all the places.
Oh, you got to go.
So we're not allowed to say what it is that you're doing in New Zealand, but you are going to be there for quite a long time.
5 months, yeah.
And you're going to be in Auckland.
Yes.
Based in Auckland, which is a great city.
Fantastic city.
But and you're quite close to Hobbiton then. Not too
Yeah?
far. Yeah, just head south. But don't go too far south or you'll end up in the water. And then you'll be in the South Island. But you will love it. It's such a great country.
You can actually buy maps. This is very kind of deep, geeky culture, but I'm cool with it. You can buy maps of New Zealand, but they replace the modern day cities. And what they do is they show you where the entire production was filmed around the country.
That is so cool.
So based on, where you are, you can be like, oh, well, I'm kind of close to here this weekend, so I could go over here. I think we always say at these kind of conventions that Billy and I have been lucky to do, and people say, I'm going to New Zealand for the first time, what should I absolutely do? We always kind of say, try and get yourself to Queenstown, don't we?
Queenstown, yeah. I mean, we filmed a lot around there. End of the first movie and all that, when Sean Bean tragically dies. Don't want, that's a spoiler alert.
Yeah. 20-year spoiler
Trying
alert,
to save us. But we did all that stuff down, and it's beautiful. It's all mountains, and we learned how to snowboard down there.
Wow.
Not Orlando Bloom, of course. He was getting helicoptered to the tops of mountains and coming down kind of off-piste, I think they call it.
I think that's what he called it, off-piste.
Off-piste, whereas me, Dom, and Elijah were having our first lessons. And to go off a little bit here.
To go off-piste.
Off-piste a little bit. One of the times I laughed most in my life Have you ever been skiing and snowboarding and all that?
I have not.
Oh,
Right.
Never in
goodness.
my
Well,
life.
it's very, very embarrassing if you get a little older and you haven't done it.
Yeah.
And we were all, 30, 20s kind of thing, and taking our first lessons. And the little lift thing that takes you up to the smallest slope, you stick a thing between your legs that's always moving up, and then
Uh-huh.
it kind of drags you up the hill, But it's quite hard to get on.
It's very hard.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
really
It's very hard.
difficult. So Elijah, God bless him, tried about 3 or 4 times and couldn't get on this lift. It kept falling off. And the last time he fell off, he just held on to the thing and get dragged up on his back all the way up.
Oh my
And
god!
I was laughing so hard.
So
I
good.
couldn't stop, man.
Yeah.
So definitely go to Queenstown and do that.
Queenstown's great because there's a lot that goes on that you see in that film. Like Billy said, obviously, Merry and Pippin, the whole fellowship breaking up is Queenstown. So you've got Aragorn fighting Lurch, the scary Uruk-hai. You've got Frodo and Sam jumping in the boat. You've got us rowing the boats. You've got
Yeah.
Wow, so cool.
you've got Boromir trying to take the ring from Frodo.
Yeah, up on that hill, yeah.
You've got the big Uruk-hai fight. There's a
Ugh.
lot that goes on there, and it's a place called
Wow.
Paradise. My only kind of warning with Paradise, which we got told about on the call sheet, is they have these little sandflies, which are
Oh.
barely noticeable, tiny black little flies
Yeah.
that just ruin your skin, don't they?
No.
Oh, really itchy
Oh,
things.
I'm so jealous you're going down there.
Yeah, that's gonna
Are
be
you
great.
ready for the adventure?
I'm ready. I'm terrified, but ready. Yeah, I leave on Sunday.
Wow.
So fun.
Yeah.
Very
God,
cool.
it's such a great. Definitely go to Wellington as well.
Mm.
Yeah.
You, I know you're sort of east side here,
Yeah.
and Wellington's kind of east side. It's all
Oh, good to know.
art and
Yeah.
like I'll tell all the coffee shops have like local artist paintings in and stuff.
Wow.
And one day I'm walking along the street and it said King Lear, and it gave an address, and it wasn't a theater; it was someone's apartment.
That's
And
amazing.
I went up to the apartment. Was it King Lear or Othello? No, it was King
Yeah, I think it
King
was.
Lear.
I think it was Lear. Yeah.
King Lear, I think. And all the chairs were round this house, and I sat and I watched this,
Wow.
and it was directed and starred Taika.
What?
Yeah,
Watiti?
totally forgot about it until
What?
about a year ago, and he said to me, "You saw my King Lear in my apartment." And I was
What
like,
the
"That's right."
hell?
That's what Wellington is like.
Wow.
Only in New Zealand, that type of stuff.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it
Yeah.
brilliant?
That's incredible.
Yeah, I'll send you some info about Wellington, especially because we were based in Wellington, and like you gotta go to probably Motel, right, and
Oh, there's-
Chow, and
They're probably all closed now,
I
Dom.
think Motel and Chow are still around.
Oh,
Um,
we're going to give you a list
Oh my
of
god,
things.
give me all the things.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
we'll give
great.
you a list.
Back to Star Wars.
yeah, yeah.
You
Okay.
ca-
We're going
There's
back on. Got
another adventure. So that was filmed in London, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We
The first
Pinewood.
one? Pinewood?
Yeah.
Had you ever been to England before?
I had been to England, but very briefly, and it like I went on a summer abroad, like in college, and I went to Brighton, which is in
Oh yeah, I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Nice little seaside town.
yeah. That's where I was studying for a summer, so
Nice.
I'd been to England before.
So all of a sudden, then you're going to Pinewood Studios, super famous studio. And how long after having the meeting with the director did that happen?
Very soon.
So it was just like, we
Yeah.
want you to do this.
Yeah. So
we're leaving.
actually, my friends that I brought, Caitlin, who you met.
Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, Caitlin.
Okay, little
I was-
wave there, lovely.
Living with at the time, and I had to essentially move out of my apartment. I was also told that I could not tell anybody, like a
Mhm.
single soul. I couldn't tell my parents. I couldn't tell anyone.
Oh,
Did you
So-
tell Caitlin?
No, I had to lie to her.
No.
So yeah, so I so she watched me move out of our apartment, which by the way had Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter posters all over the apartment.
Love it.
nice.
There's actually we still have the Lord of the Rings posters. There's 3 of them. The 3 of us,
What, the 3 movie posters?
the 3 movie posters. So Janzi, who's here, and Caitlin. I lived with Janzi for a couple years, and then I lived with Caitlin, and those posters were always around. And now we have this thing where it's like they're kind of always rotating around between
That's
us.
brilliant.
That's cool.
But yeah, so at the time I was living with Caitlin, and I moved out of that apartment and and it was very soon after we had that conversation. I had to give my 2 weeks notice for my office job. I was very adamant about that.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then
sure.
you just said to Caitlin, I'm moving out.
I said I
I'm
lied.
moving to Europe.
No, I said I'm moving. Oh, I should have said that. I said I'm moving to Canada for a small indie movie that I can't talk about right now.
You lied about the country.
Oh,
Why
I
couldn't you
fully
just
lied.
say
Why
England?
couldn't you
Just
just
say
say
England.
England?
You know when people are bad at lying, so they
Oh.
overcompensate?
Yeah.
That was definitely me.
I'm going to the moon.
Yes.
To
Yeah,
a
yeah,
sci-fi
Yes.
Don't
movie.
ask about it. Just don't ask about it.
It's important. Someone, I
May
can't
the
remember who
force
just...
be with you. No, God.
No, forget that.
I forgot I said that.
Star Wars is a very overwhelming experience.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it was the most overwhelming experience.
Really?
Oh, for sure.
Out
Remember,
of
do you
all
remember
of
I had
them?
that horrible day on set? Remember we talked about it?
Yeah.
The only
Yeah.
truly horrible day I've ever had on set was unfortunately on Star Wars. And I spent more time with Kelly Marie and Billy than anyone else on the set. But on this particular day, which was my first day,
Oh,
I was doing a
God.
scene with John, Daisy, Anthony Daniels, Jonas, R2D2. And were you in that scene?
I think maybe. I feel like I was always
So
around when you were
I think you were around pressing buttons and
Yeah.
bleeps and lots
Yeah,
of stuff.
exactly.
And there's a camera on a crane, 100 feet away, something like that. And I've got this monologue, and JJ just said, obviously, just wait for the camera to rest. It's going to wipe past a couple of creatures and aliens and droids, and then it's going to settle in between C-3PO and Chewbacca's shoulders, and then you're going to start. And I was like, right, okay. I've told you this line, right?
Yeah. Oh.
It didn't make it into the film. JJ emailed me a few months later and he said, we're not using that scene. We're going to have Daisy do the thing instead. And I was like, thank God, because that was my least favorite day on set. But I had to say, and it's weird because I can remember it now and I couldn't remember it on the day. You can't get to Exegol. You need a supraluminite lodestone star compass attuned to hyperspace vectors.
Oh my God.
And I could not say it.
mean-
So the camera's coming from 60 feet, 50 feet, 40 feet, 30 feet, and it's resting. And I'm like, okay, got it. And I'm thinking, okay, I got the line. And I go, you can't get to Exegol. X-ray with this, and JJ would be like, no, reset. And the reset would take
the reset.
4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's droids going backwards and
Yeah.
creatures going backwards. And we did this 3 or 4 times. It's fine. I'm starting to, this horrible moment is now
Sweat,
to start
yeah.
to feel this
Yeah.
little beads of sweat going down your head. Oscar's in the scene with me. Lovely, lovely Oscar. Oscar put his arm around me. He's like, hey, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Because
But
Oscar's
then
been
it
doing it
gets
for years on the
Yeah.
Star Wars set. He knows that you're having a bit of a moment. He's like, it's fine. We'll do it. We'll get it. And I was like, yeah, we'll get it. Tried it again, didn't get it. And then this awful moment where JJ, who I've known for 20 years, came over to me and he went, I can always tell when JJ's getting a little, irked. And JJ came over and he went, it is fine. It's fine. You do need to get it now. And,
Oh my God.
and I was like, yeah, I will. I'll get it. But JJ's basically just saying, this is a huge money set. And if you don't get this in the next 15 to 20 minutes, we have to move on because we've got an afternoon of scenes to do and it's costing us hundreds of thousands of dollars. So he came over and just kind of went, fine. You do need to get it. And I was like, okay, I'll get it. Sweat rolling down my back.
Was that just guys taking off their Wookiee heads and stuff?
It was-
This fucking guy.
I've never had a day like that on
Terrifying.
set. Terrifying. And then it was done, and we did the scene, and I got through it, but I was not happy about what I did necessarily. And I went over to Daisy and John and Oscar, and I was like, "Oh God, I'm sorry, guys, that was an awful day for me." And they were like, "It's fine." And I went over to JJ, and I said the same thing. I was like, "My bad, man. I think it took 8 or 9 takes instead of 2 or 3." And JJ was like, "It's fine. It's great. We'll figure it out. If there's a moment where it doesn't look great, we've got a shot of Daisy and John and Oscar and
Yeah.
Kelly Marie over there and all these people." I was like, okay. And then months later, he called me and he went, "We've actually given that narrative piece, the supraluminite lodestone star compass piece, to Daisy." And I was like, thank God, because I would have been mortified watching you.
That's a lot of words.
And
it is
And I was jet lagged, and it's
scary.
Star Wars.
It's scary. Yeah, there is something so overwhelming about being in that space and seeing these characters that people have loved for so long.
Yeah.
There's just something
Yeah.
terrifying.
That we've
about
all
it.
loved. you know.
Yeah.
Were
yeah,
you a
yeah,
fan
yeah.
before you?
I'm gonna be honest. I was not. I did
You-
not grow up on Star Wars. I grew up on
Had you seen it?
Lord of the Rings.
So wait, had you seen Star Wars, Kelly Marie?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it
Hadn't
probably
seen it.
didn't have that same
Which
heavy-
actually helped me in the auditions that
Yeah.
I didn't have this sort of
Right,
like
yeah.
reverence for
Yeah.
it. And I think it actually helped me to create a character that didn't, for me, like I felt like I was totally clean slating it. It
Yeah.
was like I wasn't trying to be like anyone
That's
else,
Great.
which
Absolutely.
helped. Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Slightly out of the normal kind of ideas of the tropey
Yeah.
characters in Star Wars.
Yeah.
You're in your own lane for sure.
Yeah.
I was doing a Chekhov play once, and there was a young actor.
Was it the
in
Seagull,
it.
darling?
No, it wasn't, darling. It was the Cherry,
Cherry
Orchard.
Orchard.
Oh, lovely.
Right on the nose.
Vanya.
There's a young actor in it, and he said to the director, "I've never seen any Chekhov. I better go and watch something." And the director said, "No, don't, because then you'll bring something new. If you watch, then you're just doing the Cherry Orchard,
Regurgitating,
aren't you?
yeah.
The one that you've seen before." So I think that's really
Yeah.
important.
My
Quite
f-
smart of the director.
My favourite day on set, since we're talking about the worst one, and it'd be nice to have one that was great,
Right,
which
go.
I shared with you, Kelly Marie, and Billy, and a few other people, was, do you remember when on that massive set that was kind of the invasion at the end,
Insane.
and they did a huge reset because you had stormtroopers on wires and
Oh
explosions
yeah,
going
I
on.
remember that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that moment, the reset on that was probably half an hour. And JJ's on the mic like this. And he said, guys, it's going to be half an hour, but we'd really prefer it if you stayed on set, because if you leave, it's going to take us an hour to get everyone
Yeah.
back, and you're going to go eat, and you're going to go do this thing. So we're like, yeah, we'll stay. They played Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys, and we all had a dance party for half an hour,
It
didn't
was
we?
really fun.
Stormtroopers and the
Yeah,
Resistance all
yeah.
dancing. So good.
Did you have fun in London?
I really did. I love London. I'm a big theater fan, so being able to just like live in London and go see theater like you're going to see a movie. Like I would just go by myself and be like, 1 ticket, please. And I just saw so many shows.
That's great.
So yeah, big.
Where were you based? Where did they put you? What part of town?
I was I kind of moved around to a bunch of different places. But I really like the east side of London. So I was in Dalston for part of it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
We stayed in the Langham for a while, didn't we?
Yeah, we were there for a really long time.
I like that hotel a lot.
Yeah.
And then just going in and watching theatre. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Anything stick in your mind, theatre wise, that you saw?
Oh my goodness. You know what I saw that's actually coming to LA? It's coming to the Geffen, but I saw The Inheritance when it was in
Oh, did you?
London. Yeah, and it blew my mind.
Oh, great. We'll go see it.
Yeah, it's coming to the
see it.
Geffen like really soon.
Since let's go back to a Lord of the Rings thing.
right, go on, Tom.
Since you grew up, quote unquote, on Lord of the Rings,
Yes.
how old were you when that first film came out? Do you know?
Did the first movie come out in 2001?
2001.
Yeah, I was in 6th grade.
So how old? Sixth grade? I don't do grades.
11, 12.
Did you go see it at the cinema
Yeah.
with your family, with your friends?
Oh, my parents love my parents. They're just not into.
Movies.
They hate Star Wars. They hate sci-fi. They hate fantasy. So I went with my friends. They hate it all. Yeah.
And how come you, as an 11-year-old, knew about Lord of the Rings? Had you read the book? Did you read it at school?
I read The Hobbit. I had a 7th grade teacher. Actually, I don't remember what. I had a teacher who was like obsessed with J.R.R. Tolkien and just like had us. Now that I look back, I'm like, was he able to just create his own curriculum? Because I think he did.
Mhm.
We read The Hobbit and we like had to make our own board games of like The Hobbit.
Brilliant.
It was incredible. It was great. Hi, Mr. Farr, if you're listening.
Hi, Mr. Farry.
Yeah.
We had Stephen Colbert on our show, who I don't think either one of us were aware of how much of a Tolkien fan he is, especially of the books. I mean, he
Yeah.
has high reverence for the books.
Wow.
Stephen subscribes to a podcast in which every week they read one single sentence from Lord of the Rings and then they break it down over the course of an hour. I was like, how long's that
That's
podcast going to go on?
insane.
Yeah, he's
You read some of the
obsessed.
book every day.
every day.
He goes
Yeah.
back and reads some
Really?
of
He's
it.
a nice guy.
Oh, he's
Isn't he?
lovely.
He's so
Yeah.
lovely.
He's my favourite. I like
Yeah.
him more than Dom, actually. And I like Dom quite a lot.
No, he does. He's a very lovely,
I love
wholesome
him.
man,
Yeah,
Stephen Colbert.
Really nice guy.
Smart.
So tell us about that.
Funny. He's funny.
Yeah, very funny. Tell us about that cinema experience? Had you read reviews or previews? Did you
No.
go in kind of blind?
I didn't even know that reviews were a thing until I started working in entertainment. Like I really
Until
never
you were
read-
getting them.
Really, yeah. And then I was like, oh, I should
Wait a
be
minute.
aware of what people are writing about me. No, yeah, I went in fully blind and I became very obsessed very quickly. Like I think it was, I grew up on Disney movies and sort of like had a love for, I feel like animated Disney movies are full of magic and like some sort of
Pixie dust.
yeah, pixie dust.
Mhm.
But Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter were like two of the very big life-changing things in my childhood. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's very cool to be here with both of you.
Did you have a favorite Hobbit?
Billy,
What?
what are you doing?
I'm just asking questions. That's what you do in podcasts.
But we've been friends for a long time. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
She's
But I would guess from her email, which we won't say what it is. I
It's-
would guess it's maybe not one of us.
Yeah, I would think it's Sean Astin. Sean Astin is an extremely popular
Man.
Hobbit. Well, man and Hobbit. I'm obsessed with the Beatles. Both Billy and I are obsessed with the Beatles. On these conventions that we've been doing little homages to Beatles albums. And I very quickly selected Sean to be Ringo because Ringo was the most popular Beatle in the United States. He got more fan mail,
Wow, I
more
didn't know
liked than
that.
anyone else, more adorable. Because at these conventions, Sean always has the longest line and he's the most popular, I think.
He's well loved. You
Yeah.
know.
Because that's
Samwise.
Sam is so wholesome.
so
Samwise
nice.
Gamgee,
Mm.
very wholesome.
He doesn't do as much for the fellowship as Pippin does, but
Well,
you know,
I would
he's
say
hard
this-
worker. He's a hard worker.
I don't know if you remember the movies, but Mary
Yeah.
Mary stabs the Witch King, which is
But-
the real warrior Hobbit moment.
But not to death.
You just
to be
knock
honest.
about with Gandalf for a trilogy.
You just
That's it,
you stab him in the knee, I think.
Yeah, I give him right in the knee so that he drops to the level for Eowyn to stab. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to reach his head. Meanwhile, you're just that kind of knobhead friend that hangs out with a wizard that is like, oh, go away.
And smokes pipe weed.
Smokes a lot of pipe weed.
But shouldn't you have stabbed him maybe in the liver or something?
I don't think he could reach. Well, maybe if I jumped.
Okay.
Someone had mentioned this thing the other day about the idea that if Frodo were to attach the ring, maybe tie it in a lovely kind of ribbon around a mouse and then keep the mouse in his pocket, surely the mouse would take on board all of the heavy pain of the ring. And him and Sam could just stroll along for a couple of years and just drop the mouse in. And I was like, that is profound. Because when Sam picks up Frodo,
Yeah.
he doesn't take
He
on
doesn't take
that,
on it.
does he? So, Mr. Trick there, Mr.
But wouldn't you end up
Tolkien.
with like a golem mouse
Oh, yeah.
eating fish and all that?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to see that, would you?
No, you would definitely wouldn't want to say that.
And then you'd need to drop a mouse into a volcano,
Yeah.
which is bad luck in a lot of countries.
Is that true? Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years bad luck.
Peeling the onion.
Well, what else? We've got some questions here which we could all do. Should we
do
jump
it.
into a question? We could do a riddle. Let's do one riddle.
Are you
and
good
it-
at riddles?
Terrible.
It's riddles in the dark.
Riddles in the dark.
Very
Come on,
exciting.
Calgary.
All right, well, let's try one.
Do we know the answer?
Oh,
no,
it's no
well,
fun.
John will know the answers, right?
I'm very much in the mood for a riddle now.
Oh, let's do a riddle
Give
then.
us one.
Here we
Give us
go.
one.
Right, I'll read it out. Here's a riddle
Oh,
from
Marie, I think you're going to get this. Just
Adam.
clear your mind.
I know. I'm meditating right now.
This is from Adam C. in St. Louis. Is it St. Louis or St. Louis?
Well, it depends if you're singing it or saying it.
What would you say,
Oh.
Kelly Marie?
I would.
Meet me in St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis, right?
If
St.
you're
Louis.
saying, I think you're right. I think if you say, I don't know.
Meet me in St. Louis, Louis.
Oh,
I
so
know that
Louis
is
then.
a song.
But I
Louis
think you
But
say
I do
St.
say
Louis,
St.
John.
Louis.
What would John say? Would you say St. Louis or St. Louis, John?
Is this the riddle?
What is that?
I keep forgetting. I have to press a button today.
Yeah, John, press
Once
your
I
button.
came out here, I started saying St. Louis more. But when
St.
I was in
Louis.
Chicago, I'd say St. Louis all the time.
So say you lived in St. Louis, what would you say?
My friend, one of my best friends, is from St. Louis, and I think he does say St. Louis.
Right, well,
There
we'll
you
go
go.
with that, St. Louis.
And if say my hand was the United States of America, there, Kelly Marie.
Oh,
This
got it.
being California,
Mhm.
Huh.
New York,
Got it.
and Florida.
Got it.
Where is St. Louis? St. Louis.
She's
It's-
good on the geography.
It's there.
Right there, right in the very
Right in
middle
the
there.
centre. Is that right, John? She's bang on. She's
Right,
absolutely
that's right
bang
there.
on.
Bang on.
I did win the geography bee in 3rd grade.
good for
Don't wanna
you,
brag,
Kelly.
Did you
but-
really?
Yeah, I did.
Did you win the spelling bee as well?
No, I didn't.
What was it? A geography quiz like capital cities and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Dom knows all the capital cities of all this world.
Do you?
No, but I am pretty good on capital cities. Animals, I'm good. Capital cities, I'm not that great.
Jakarta.
Come back to you on that one.
Okay.
Wait, here's a little tip, Kelly Marie. This is actually kind of a Scottish tip, but I'm going to do it on behalf of Billy.
Thank you, Dom.
If you, because, maybe you will be in Britain sometime soon. If you do manage to get yourself to Scotland, it's important to pronounce this city Edinburgh and not, as a lot of people in the United States say, which is Edinburgh. That will make you stand out as if not knowing what you're talking about. It's Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
There you go.
Edinburgh.
Nailed
Brilliant.
it.
Wow.
Middlesbrough, Peterborough. As soon as an American person says borough, everyone's like, you don't know what
Edinburgh.
you're talking about. All right, we're moving on.
Got it.
You
I
can
love
take
it.
that in New Zealand as well. I don't know if it's any use
I'm
down
not
there, but
sure.
it might
I'll
be.
just keep saying it in New Zealand
Yeah.
and see if I get any.
Lots of Scots people.
Are there actually?
Lots of Scottish people emigrated
There's
to
a-
New Zealand.
There's a great city right down the bottom of New Zealand called, help me, Dom.
Well, is it Christchurch?
No, it's
No.
further south and it has a castle. It's the only city with a castle.
Dunedin.
Dunedin. Well done, Dom. Tremendous
See?
knowledge.
I'm good
you
on
see?
cities.
Dunedin.
Dunedin
You'd like
is like a little Scotland. All the cities are Scottish names
Wow.
from Edinburgh.
that. Mm.
Wow.
And it's got a castle. It was a Scottish guy who went there. And you should go there as well. It's a brilliant
It is like a
place.
mini Scotland. Rains a lot. Everyone's miserable.
That's something else. That's something
I'll
else.
check
You
it
can
out.
fly down there in a weekend from
Yeah. Oh,
Auckland.
is it a very large place?
No, it's a
It's
small
long
country.
though. It's
Yeah.
long.
Okay.
From north to south.
If you're driving, because the roads, they keep the countryside pretty legit. The drive from the top of the South Island to the bottom is a good day, right?
Yeah, I
Or
would
two.
think so.
But you can fly down there in an hour.
I'm so excited for you.
Less.
Oh,
I wish
thanks.
I was going. That's so exciting.
I'm
Hey guys,
excited.
should we get to this riddle? For
Yeah,
goodness
let's do
sake?
it. Let's
Come
do
on,
it. Let's
give
do
us
it.
it.
Right, we got 2 riddles here, but I'll do the first one from Adam C. in St. Louis. It goes like this. With thieves I consort, with the vilest in short. I am quite at my ease in depravity, yet all divines use me, and savants cannot lose me, for I am the center of gravity. What am I? My God.
Jeez,
Dominic, if
what?
you don't
That's
mind,
heavy, that.
could you give us that again?
All right, we'll slow it down a little bit. With thieves I consort, with the vilest in short.
The vilest.
What
I
is
am
that?
quite at my ease in depravity,
Oh God.
yet all divines use me,
Divines.
Nice.
gods and stuff. And savants cannot lose me, for I am the center of gravity. What am I?
Well, what is it? Let's start from the end, Tom.
Lovely.
Yeah,
start from the back and go towards the
centre
beginning.
Of
The center of
gravity.
gravity is. What is the center of wait.
The sun is the center of
Wait,
gravity.
I've got it. I've got it.
Am I what is it?
I've got it.
What
Wait a
is
minute.
it?
What is the center of gravity?
What is
It's the letter V. So read the rest of it.
Wait, no!
It is.
Go
With
again.
thieves, I consort. There's a V in thieves.
there.
With the vilest, in short, starts with a V.
Wow.
I am quite at ease in depravity, has a V in
yeah.
Oh
it.
my god.
Yet all divines use me, and savants cannot lose me, for I am the center of gravity. Johnny!
That was the fastest I've ever seen
That was incredible.
a riddle
Unbelievable.
answered in my life.
Hey,
Wow.
I can't. we figured that out. Amazing.
I'm fully impressed right now.
I am very impressed because he's normally a dum-dum.
Stupid.
That was
impressed myself.
amazing,
Yeah.
Dom.
Thanks, yeah. Well, do you want to read out a question and then we'll jump into some tasty business?
Oh yeah.
What would
What
be?
question would we have?
I don't know. We've got one about nicknames. Do you and your pals have nicknames for each other, Kelly Marie?
I don't think so.
We could talk about the fact that I walked around calling you Kelly Ann for a week. Should we tell
yeah,
that
we
story?
should.
So on set,
Right.
for like the first week or so, I just thought Kelly Ann Tran. It just rolls off the
Yeah,
tongue.
that is quite good.
It's
And I was
very
like,
nice. Should I check
Kelly
that
Ann
out?
Tran. She's an actress. Kelly Ann Tran. I was like, oh yeah, it's kind of a cool, funky name. So for the first week, like I said, spent a lot of time with Kelly Marie and Billy, just chatting on set. All right, see you later, Kellyanne. See you later, Kellyanne. I'm going to get a cup of tea, Kellyanne. And then I came on set, and at one point, both JJ and all the other cast kept mentioning Kellyanne's name and then looking at me. So they'd be like, "Are you good there, Kellyanne?" And look at me. And I was like, What have I done? What's going on here? And then eventually Kelly Marie had to be like, "My name is actually Kelly Marie. You've been calling me." But it's just, there's something so
Kellyanne.
like actressy about that name. Kellyanne Tran.
But Kelly Marie, were you? Is that family? Why did you get called Kelly Marie?
Yeah, so Marie is actually, I have 2 sisters, and we all have a middle name Marie.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Is that in honor of like a family member or something?
My mom was really religious, so it's like Mary.
Mary,
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And then all 3 of us have names that start with K. My mom and dad made this deal when they were like about to have children that if it was a girl, it would start with a K because my mom's name starts with a K. My dad's name starts with an L, so we had no L's because there were no boys in our family.
Oh,
Yeah.
did
So it's
they
all
tell you
three
what?
girls?
Did they tell you what you might have been if you were a boy? Were you going to be like a Lionel? Or
Actually, I was gonna be either Louis or Lewis, depending on how you pronounce that word.
Depending if you're singing
to
it.
bring it back. Yeah, exactly.
Brilliant. Kelly Marie was also a pop star in the 80s in Britain.
Oh,
And
cool.
it was just Kelly Marie, so I was hoping that maybe you'd be named after her, which
Yeah,
would have been
what,
brilliant.
was she a one-hit wonder?
Yeah.
Do you remember the song?
Oh, is there love, is there love, is there love, is there love, is there love?
Oh, that's a good song.
That kind of
Yeah.
trance song.
I feel
Did the Communards cover it? Was it the Communards? Jimmy Somerville covered it. It was either the Communards or Bronski Beat. It might have been Bronski Beat.
You're right, Tom, that wasn't Kelly Marie.
Oh, was it someone else? Come on, Billy.
Kelly Marie sang a song that whatever the chorus was, everybody used to sing Gammon Roll instead of I'm in Love. Maybe it was that one.
This podcast has got very surreal.
I love it. I
Yeah.
love it. If John could bring that up just now, I would love him for it. Kelly Marie, Gammon Love, I'm in Love, I'm in Love, Kelly Marie
Kelly
from the
Marie.
1980s.
John will find it, but why don't Billy? Why don't you ask this question from Rob Sutcliffe?
Right,
in
ready?
Manchester, in England, where
You
I'm
know
from.
what? I might actually ask the one from Colin C in Orlando.
Oh, but poor Rob now. But that's all right. We'll do both. Go on then.
So Colin C in Orlando, because I thought this might be good for Kelly Marie, because she likes the Lord of the Rings films from 6th grade.
Oh, this would be a great one for
Now,
Kelly Marie.
Kelly Marie, who would you cast if Elijah, Sean, Dom and Billy were not cast as the 4 hobbits?
Oh, it's a tough one, I know. It's tough.
And you can cast it from anybody through history,
Wow.
actors or non-actors.
That's messed up.
Who would you cast as the 4 hobbits?
Well, first I'll say it was perfectly cast, and I wouldn't want to change anything.
I would have.
Well, we could leave it at that, Kelly Marie.
Why? Thank you. And
I
John,
would've
that's a
switched-
wrap.
I would have switched out Pippin. I think Ewan McGregor would have been a great Pippin.
He'd have been a sexy Pippin,
Oh, very
wouldn't he?
sexy. Yeah.
I bet he'd get more close-ups.
He definitely would.
Who would you cast? Who would you choose?
Right, here we go.
It's tough, isn't it?
No?
It's tough.
It's easy. For
Let's pick one. Pick.
Frodo Baggins, Jimmy Durante.
Who's that?
Who's that?
Well, you've got to look him up. It's Samwise Gamgee. Do you know a friend of mine was actually up for Samwise Gamgee in
Really?
Scotland? I won't
Wow.
mention his name, but a wonderful actor. And I think it was down to the last 2, but I won't mention him as being a...
was
you
the
know,
process
but it's
super
what we're
long?
talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, it's brutal.
Was
brutal.
your process also like
It
super long?
wasn't.
What?
It was super fast.
Billy was the first person cast in the
What
film.
do you mean?
Well,
Mine was pretty long.
I think they were having difficulty with Mary.
Well, of course, he's a very complicated character.
They're getting this thought, who has got that kind of depth,
he's that je ne sais quoi.
that, that depth of character, but yet the sexual tension,
Yeah, that energy, that kind of raw, physical, masculine sexuality.
where you could take this character
Well,
right through to the end,
I've ruined my script there. I got so excited.
where he stabs a guy in the knee when he should have got him in the liver.
It's too small, Billy.
You should have went for the liver.
Yeah,
You
next
should have
time.
shouted, "I am no man," and stabbed him right through the eye. That could have been your moment.
Yeah, I could have stolen that from Miranda, actually.
That'd have been brilliant.
But go on, yours was very fast. Your casting.
How many auditions?
So on tape
Hmm.
with the casting director, that tape was sent to New Zealand.
Yep.
Pete, and then like with your Star Wars, I think they were looking all over the world. So
Mhm.
then Pete went to Los Angeles, New York, Sydney, London.
Wow.
I met him in London with Fran Walsh. We spent about an hour doing scenes. And then basically a week after that, I got a phone call
Mm.
offering me the part.
They're all
Oh
sat
my
around
God.
going to Pete and Fran, what about this guy? What about this guy? What about this guy? And Pete's going, no, we need an idiot. We need an actual, like a legitimate idiot. Someone's whose brain has started to addle over the last few years. Can you think of anyone? And Pete's like, you know what? I've seen a tape.
Give me back those tapes.
Where's that guy? I remember that idiot.
I've wrote idiot on it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dom, it was longer for you?
Mine was longer. Yeah, mine was longer. I had 2 auditions with the Hubbards, both on tape. And
So
then
you auditioned together? Like,
no.
oh,
Separate.
what?
Yeah, of course.
You didn't
That-
meet until you were
Didn't
both.
meet until New Zealand, yeah.
He was working. He
What?
was filming in
I was
France.
doing
or
a show in
something.
France. So I was playing a guy who gets his head all shaven off at the end of the show in France. So I went into audition for Lord of the Rings after being punched on the tube, on the underground
Oh my
in
God.
London, because someone must have thought I was a skinhead or maybe just wanted to punch me anyway. So I didn't have a black eye, but I had kind of a yellow eye. You know, when it goes kind of yellowy
Yeah,
purple.
yeah.
Skinhead. And I'm auditioning for a generic Hobbit role, which was when Gandalf knocks on the door and says to Frodo, you know, be careful with that ring type thing. You keep it
Yeah,
secret,
yeah,
keep it safe. Did that twice. And on the second time that I did it, this is good. You'll like,
Oh my
you'll
God.
like, you'll
Okay,
like
I'm so
this.
excited.
You'll
I'm
like
so
this.
excited.
On the second time that I did it, they were getting all the tape kind of ready. And John Hubbard, the guy who runs the Hubbard casting agency, said, could you just wait for 10, 15 minutes just to make sure that the tape is fine and we've recorded it and we need to rewind it and make sure it's all on tape? I said, yeah, fine. And he said, if you wait another 5 or 10 minutes, we're expecting David Bowie to audition.
Shut
And I was like,
up.
what?
Shut
and he
up,
went,
shut
yeah.
up, shut up, shut
So
up.
I sat like you with the coffee table book. I sat there with a huge coffee table book, just like, yeah, page 7, page 7. And every time the door opened, I was like, here comes the thin white Duke. And eventually he walked in and just kind of went, hello. And I went, hello, David Bowie. And then he went in and I was like, yes. And then walked out.
Are you kidding me? Wait,
Yeah.
hold
Yeah.
on.
That
he
was it.
auditioned.
He auditioned, I think, for Elrond. I think, right?
I
The
think so,
Hugo
yeah.
Weaving.
I am
part.
shaking.
Yeah. I think for the longest
Holy
time,
crap.
people thought that he auditioned for Gandalf, but I don't think it was Gandalf. I think it was Elrond.
Yeah, it'd be an elf, wouldn't it? I mean, it'd need
It'd
to
be
be
an
an
elf.
elf.
But he was wearing like a gun-metal suit, kind of shiny looking suit, perfect hair, came in, obviously didn't know me from a hole in the wall, but just kind of said hello. And for me, for the next 20 years of my life, that counted as meeting David Bowie. So I'd be like, I met David Bowie. People were like, he walked through a room that you were sat in. It doesn't really count.
Wow.
And then years later, Elijah and I went to a concert after Rings came out, and I actually did meet him then. And I told him that
Did
story.
you tell him?
Yeah.
Did you remember?
Yeah. Well, he didn't remember that thing, but he
Right.
he obviously remembered going in and auditioning for it. Have you seen the new documentary about him?
No, is it good?
It's great. Brilliant.
Wow, I'm sorry. My heart is really beating.
Yeah, no, he's an icon and all that kind of stuff. We didn't really answer the question, did we? Who else would play? So you've got, who did you say? Dean Martin's going to be
Jimmy Durante.
Jimmy Durante's going to be Sam. No idea who that is.
It's
No.
brilliant.
Frodo. Maybe a young Paul McCartney.
Lovely
Right?
choice.
Yeah, I thought so.
I mean,
Cameron, yeah,
Pippin.
it is. Pippin. You
It
need-
has to be Leo.
yeah,
mean,
Leo's,
who else?
Yeah, it's a good shout. 'Cause he's got that kind of level of
And
sophistication
then
to
who's
his
got
work.
the sexual
that
energy from Mary?
Is it someone deeply sexual? Is it like a Richard Burton? Or
It could be a
like
button.
an Oliver Reed, maybe.
Oh, Oliver reached
Is that
too
too
far.
much? Too
You've,
much?
You've
We've done
reached
too
too
much.
far.
A deep sexual energy.
A deep sexual energy.
But
Dom.
short sexual energy.
Sure. And also,
Is it Peter Dinklage after a couple of glasses
Oh
of wine?
my
Maybe.
God,
Maybe.
Peter Dinklage.
After like half a glass of wine.
I
half a
think,
bottle of wine?
you know who I see it as? Olivier.
Oh, Larry.
Yeah,
Wow.
dear Larry.
He'd be good, Larry. Yeah, I
Wow.
think that's great. I think
Laurence Olivier.
I think we've nailed it.
Incredible.
Hey, should we eat the world? Because we're
Oh,
running
I'd
out
love
of
to,
time.
Dom.
Yes.
Billy and Dom Eat the World.
Billy, it's another segment of our favourite part of the show, Billy and Dom Eat the World. And Kelly Marie has brought what I would deem to be a classic chip from the United States. Kelly Marie, it's over to you.
Yes. I brought a variety of different Flamin' Hot Cheetos snacks.
Lovely.
Oh, so
Lovely.
flaming hot.
Yes, which I grew up on. And actually, earlier when you said, when you asked if my friends have any nicknames for me, my friend Jancy out there calls me sometimes Talk Talk, which stands for Thug of Cheetos,
Oh, wow.
because I'm a very big Cheeto fan.
So this was kind of your little happy treat when you were a kid.
Yeah, it was.
This
yeah,
is something that your parents were okay with you eating, because probably not that good for you.
It's
Cheetos.
so not good for you. Yeah, my sisters and I would fight over who got to eat the crumbs in the bag.
The dust, yeah, the
Yeah.
lovely dust. Is that not for you, Bills? No.
No, all of a sudden I felt like I'd ate it. And I didn't like it.
Oh, I like them.
Sometimes my dog will do that. He'll go after a bee or something, and then I can see in his eyes when he imagines what that bee would be like in his mouth, and he goes, and that's what I felt like with the
You're
sand.
not. Do you not like spicy?
I don't mind it, but I'm not going to throw the sand from it into
the
my
dust.
mouth.
I love the
Got
dust.
it. The dust
Do-
is so good.
Do you eat Takis? You know that? Those?
Yeah, Takis. I do.
I like to crunch them in the bottom and pour that in the
Yeah,
mouth as
those are
well.
very good.
Billy's quite opposed to that.
Hey, John, have you got any like little plates? Anything that we could put Cheetos on?
I'm gonna get you a plate right now.
Thank you, John. You're the most wonderful man. I
Isn't
know.
he just a saint? Well,
Isn't he?
John, what a
Kel-
sweetheart.
In fact, you know what?
what?
Johnny Clues could play Samwise Gamgee.
Yeah, he'd be a lovely
Oh,
someone,
wow.
loyal to the end,
Just a wonderful, wonderful man.
and always walking around with pots and pans on his back as well.
Exactly.
Kelly Marie, do you want to choose which bag we start with?
Are we going to have all of them?
We're going to have all of them for
Okay,
sure.
then I would start with
one.
the classic.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
classic.
let's go
Just a
classic, John. Thank you very
flamin'
much.
Hot, crunchy Cheetos.
We've got what's coined here an interesting story for an NPR about Cheetos. Should we do it?
Yeah.
I'll read the first half page and then I'll leave it up to you guys to read the second page.
Cool.
So this is John organises all this stuff. So this is interesting in John's mind.
In John's mind.
And then we can say if it is interesting or not.
Here we go. In the late 1980s, Richard Montanez was a janitor at the Frito-Lay plant. Could you just pour a little few in
Here
there?
it comes, Tom.
At the Frito-Lay plant in Rancho Cucamonga. To earn some extra money, he would submit ideas to the factory, which was running a sort of contest for new chip flavors. Frito-Lay has not verified this contest ever existed, by the way. Montanez never won, but when stocking chips in a store off the clock, he noticed that the Mexican spices shelf was next to the snacks shelf. Gave him an idea. Why don't we make chips spicy? So he took cues from the similarity in shape between an elote, I think that's right, and a Cheeto, filled a trash bag with cheeseless Cheetos off the production line, took them home, and ultimately invented Flaming Hot Cheetos. Then he called up Roger Enrico, the chief executive at Frito-Lay at the time, to pitch his idea. Enrico ate it figuratively. Oh, ate it up figuratively,
Nice.
maybe literally too, on the spot, and the rest is history. It's a great story.
It's
But
a great story,
How much of this
Dom.
is true?
Well, that-
Continues John.
What?
Enter the Los Angeles Times.
Wait a minute.
In a piece
Shall we
published.
pass this on? The
No,
next
we're
part?
going to go to the next page.
Oh, is there many
Oh,
muchness?
there's a lot of muchness.
Wait a minute. So you're saying it might not be true?
Yes,
that story?
well, let's see what the New York Times
Let's
says.
listen in.
In-
Kelly Marie.
In a piece
Suspense.
published just days after the Planet Money episode aired, the Times claimed that Montanez did not, in fact, invent the snack and that the story is just an urban legend. According to interviews with more than a dozen former Frito-Lay's employees, the archival record, and Frito-Lay itself. In a statement to the Times, Frito-Lay credits Lynn Greenfield,
Ooh.
a young NBA and junior employee who was tasked with creating the brand in the late 1980s, and Fred Lindsay, a company salesman on the south side of Chicago, for pushing the company into a flavor category after noticing spicy snacks from local competitors would just blow off the shelf. Now, I'll leave this next page to the two of you guys.
Wow.
Can I eat one? While
Please
we're
have
waiting?
one.
Eat
So
one.
there was a great story that
not
this
finished
guy
yet.
invented it because he wanted it to be like a Mexican snack. Is that right? And he saw that it was next. And then the New York
latte.
Times came out and said that's not true.
That's not true, but it continues.
Hold on.
Wow, these are so good.
They're very good. These would be your favorite out of the three, or do you mess with the other ones as well?
So I have not tried these Carolina Reaper ones. I
Can't
didn't even
wait.
know they existed, so
Can't
I'm
wait.
very excited about those.
Can't wait. And then what's the other one that we've got?
Mean-
Hotter.
Puffs, Flamin' Hot Puffs.
Me and
Puffs.
Dom ate a Carolina Reaper a couple of weeks ago.
How are you doing?
I'm still not back to normal.
Really?
Yeah, it's really hot.
I took some home and I've been meditating with them in the morning. So take a little slice, and for that 10 minutes that it's hurting, just close your eyes and try and get into it. It gets easier.
Yeah?
When you said you were meditating with them, I thought you all sat in a little circle.
You could do that too.
You and the chilies.
Yeah. This is tasty. Right, come on. Someone needs to do the first half and do the other half.
Are you doing it, Calamari?
All right.
I'm eating
All right.
snacks here.
Here we go.
Montanez himself only began taking credit for inventing Flamin' Hot Cheetos during paid speaking engagements in the 2000s. And his claims went viral when the media promoted his feel-good rags to riches tale. It all went unchecked by Frito-Lay for several years, as most of the executives involved in developing the Flamin' Hot brand had already retired, until 2018.
Oh.
That's when Greenfield heard Montanez's story and contacted corporate. An internal investigation was launched that resulted in no evidence of Montanez's claims. I'm doing a terrible job
You're
pronouncing it.
not,
Wonderful.
Calamari.
It's
It's
a
wonderful.
great story.
Charmed by your voice.
If that story existed, believe me, we would have heard about it. Ken Lukaska, who worked as a product manager for the core Cheetos brand when Flamin' Hots were rolling out nationally, told The Times. This guy should run for office if he's that good at fooling everyone. Oh! Wow, what a quote to give The Times.
Wow.
The Times further notes that Enrico, the CEO Montanez claims he pitched his creation to, didn't even take over the Frito-Lay brand until early 1991, which is several months after Flamin' Hot Cheetos were already in test markets like Chicago, Houston, and Detroit.
Oh.
But here the story takes a turn again
Another turn.
in the form of Al Carey, and I will pass it over to you, Billy.
Bills, bring us home.
Hold on.
You don't even know where you are, do you?
Well, I was listening. I wasn't reading.
You're in
Well,
the...
stick your finger nearby.
You're right here.
Right about there. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm actually enjoying these. They're very tasty.
Yeah, they're
Aren't they
lovely,
great?
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Carey was division president of Frito-Lay West in 1992 when he says he first met Montanez, who pitched him ideas targeted at the Latino market. Carey has consistently toed the line in claiming that Montanez invented Flamin' Hots and also that they existed before Montanez. So, he says, I'm sure if you went back into Frito-Lay history, okay, there's probably something in 1990 that was a test market on a spicy product.
We probably
he
didn't
said.
need that, okay, did we?
Yeah.
Well, it's in there.
I mean, it's in there, but we probably didn't need it.
According to the Times. I'll be surprised if it was the same ingredient, but it could have been, I guess, Tom. Montanez, in his part, has doubled down on his story.
Wow.
While he did not participate in the early Times investigation, he spoke with Variety, saying, all I can tell you is what I did. All I have is my history, what I did in my kitchen.
What a lovely quote.
That's
Bring
beautiful.
us home, Tom.
Really?
Bring us home.
In an opinion column published today in the Times, Gustavo Arellano, who wrote about Montanez's story back in a 2012 book, offered his take on the situation. Gustavo said, I understand why people are rallying behind Montanez. The truth hurts, for one, and their frustration over Sam Dean's article isn't so much about Montanez, rather than a microcosm of two big issues that continue to plague Mexicans in the United States: historical erasure and the continued yearning for heroes that white America can also embrace. Wow. Will we ever have the full story, the full truth of the story? Probably not. But honestly, it's the myth we enjoy more anyway.
Wow.
So no one really knows who invented the Flamin' Hot Cheeto.
If anyone ever asks me, Dom, I will say it was Montanez. I like that story.
Me too.
That he took his history
I like
and
it
his
too.
culture and he said, I'm going to make something, and I like that. So I'm going with that story.
I like that too. It's a
I like
nicer
that
story.
too.
Hey, should we open another bag?
Yeah.
Because I like the OGs.
Right? I'm loving them.
Now
All right.
we're going to eat puffs.
Yes, so these,
They're just puffier.
this is how I feel about them. I'm excited for you to try them. Different texture.
Okay.
Not as crunchy.
Puffier.
A lot more air, yes. But also, because of the air, I think, the density of the... wow, I really love these. The density of the product is different, and therefore the spice is like at a higher rate.
Oh, nice.
So these feel more spicy than the crunchy ones.
And would you say better or not as
Yes.
good as the
I
original?
think Kelly Marie prefers.
I would say that I enjoy the crunchy texture, but every once in a while, it's like a little change. You know, it's like, well, I'll have some of those.
Okay, so you might choose this over the original sometimes, but
depends on
not
my mood.
always.
Yeah.
Now, the look of it is like a darker What's It, Tom.
It's like a dark what's it? Yeah, we have. Do you know what's it's out of Britain?
Yeah.
William, will you be mother?
I love a What's It, Tom.
I like a what's it. Yeah, that's good. Oh, they're whoppers actually.
Yeah, they're absolute crackers.
Kelly Marie, would you pair these with anything? Do you dip these in anything, or do they go with a soda or anything like that?
So I don't dip these. I also think they're hard to do with soda just because of how spicy they are. It just sort of, I don't know, makes it taste weird, the soda, I guess. Do you like these? How do you feel about the texture? Different, right?
You're right, they're spicier because
are.
the spice is all over the top of them, right?
Yeah,
But I like the texture because it's more like a What's It.
I like them.
So I might like these better.
Oh.
Kelly Marie, you've been eating these for what, 20 years or so?
Yeah.
Um,
Very long time.
I get the feeling, correct me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that they could create quite a funk in your mouth.
In your mouth?
Smelly.
Like if you went about your day and didn't brush your teeth the next 4 or 5 hours and then tried to
Oh
stick
yeah,
your tongue
for
down
sure.
someone's
They're
throat.
not good for you. I used to read articles about how people got sent to the hospital from eating too many. Like this is an actual thing. There was like
Wow.
some
How many would you need to eat?
A
you'd have to
lot.
eat a lot. I mean,
Wow.
I have to give myself limits.
I really, really like those
Aren't they so
chips, Takis.
Takis
And
are so good.
then I
yeah.
went online to read about if they're good and or bad for you, and they're not that good, and then I stopped eating them. But I really like them.
I like these better.
You like
Do
them
you?
better?
I think I still prefer the OG ones, but these are tasty.
Right, let's go crazy. Let's
Oh,
go Carolina
all right.
Reaper.
Carolina
So these are the ones I will honestly say I've never tried. Didn't even know they existed. John said, I don't know if he was kidding, but he said he went to 30 Ralphs. So
Wow.
it's a lot of Ralphs.
Yeah, that is a lot around. Billy, are you going to get a flashback? Because the last time you had a Carolina Reaper, you got hot hiccups, and they look very painful.
I got hot hiccups, and then after that, I got a cramp like you wouldn't believe.
A cramp?
Yeah, in my stomach.
Oh no.
The guy who made the Carolina Reaper said that you might get that, and then I thought, I don't think I will, but I did.
Will you be mother? Kelly Marie, you've got siblings, right?
I've got two sisters.
More. Oh, God, that's a lot now.
One older, one younger.
Do your sisters enjoy these, or is
Oh
this just a
yeah,
thing
no,
for
this
you?
is like a big. Every time my sisters were actually here this weekend because I'm leaving for 5 months, and we just ate. You know what? I'll show you a picture. We had so many bags of chips, and all we did was watch Lord of the Rings and eat chips.
Wow.
Brilliant.
What a fun weekend.
Incredible! Look,
I would do that.
Not that hot. No
Oh,
way.
wow.
Isn't that cute?
That's a lot.
That
That's
is
a
a
lot of
brilliant
It's
picture.
a lot of chips, right?
Yeah.
The picture is Kelly Marie with her two sisters, and honestly, 20 bags of chips. Very
Brilliant.
intense.
Hey, nowhere near as hot as an actual Carolina Reaper.
And a strange flavour.
ooh,
It's like a barbecue, or it's nothing.
I don't
to
like
do-
that at all.
No. I
Yeah.
don't know if you've ever had a Carolina Reaper, but it doesn't taste like that.
No.
Really?
It's a strange taste, the Carolina Reaper, because obviously there's a flavour, but the overwhelming feeling of eating a Carolina Reaper is this body sensation. It's like the flavour and the taste goes out the window, doesn't it? It's like
Yeah.
your whole body starts to have a reaction to it.
Yeah.
And that is the feeling of eating it. It's
Do you just start sweating immediately, or
I
no,
got
I
the
didn't really
hiccups.
sweat.
I got the hiccups really bad.
I got hot teeth. All my teeth felt like they were like roasting hot to touch, which they obviously weren't. Hot mouth, hot throat, everything kind of hot.
and did you have just a tiny bite of it?
Yeah.
Just about.
I bit down to the seeds.
No, I don't
Tom
think you
didn't.
did have the seeds.
I had the seeds, you know, that's
No,
the
I don't
hottest
think
part.
you- no, I
so
don't think
he
you
did.
didn't do that.
I don't think you did, dear.
He just sits in a circle and meditates. with them.
Meditates with the seeds.
Occasionally, they'll go to a yoga class together.
No, he claimed that he had the seeds, but when I looked
I
at
did
the
have the
bite that
seeds.
he took, there was no evidence that he took this. I don't think you did have the seeds.
Hey, I don't like them.
Yeah, these Reaper ones are too sweet. I don't know
Definitely
about
not as good as the other two. Well, should we give him some scores? Kelly, we like to give these things scores in 3 different categories. William, it's over to you.
Kelly Marie.
Oh,
Is taste or flavour? After that, we're going to do aesthetics. How does it look?
Mm.
And the third one is how useful are they?
Oh, useful.
Mm-hmm.
Taste. Now, are we doing Bills? Are we
Yeah.
doing like an overall flaming hot Cheetos
I
thing?
think so.
I think we do. As
So
a general.
I think kind of pick your favourite. You don't have to say which one it is, but you give the scores on that one.
Lovely.
Great.
Taste. I think it's going to be high for Kelly Marie. I really
Oh,
do.
it's going to be high. I'm going to get some more of the OG ones.
Right, ready?
And it's out of 10?
It's out of what is it? Out of
10? Yeah.
10.
Thank
and
you. That's
or
another
it's the
best
originals. And you can use decimals if you feel like it's not a 4 or a 5, it's a 4.6. You're allowed to do that.
Taste 10.
Wow, that's a bang on
Taste
10.
10. Would you say it's your all-time favourite snack?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Really?
Hands down.
Marie. Wow. So you're a savoury person, not a sweet person necessarily.
Oh, I don't eat dessert. I will, after dinner, I'll save room for chips.
Wow.
You got to get a little crunch in every meal, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
That's brilliant.
yeah.
Dom.
Flavour for my favourite, which is the OG Flaming Hot Cheeto. It's great. I like a hot chip. I'm giving it an 8.
Nice.
That's good. Yeah, I think the flavour is much better than I thought they were. I didn't think I liked them, but I do like them. So I'll give it an 8 as well, Dom.
Lovely.
Wow.
How does it look to you?
It looks crazy, doesn't it?
Really?
It
Yeah,
looks,
it's-
okay, I will say, it's obviously very nostalgic for me because I grew up eating them. But if we're looking at these from a place of like, if I saw this just randomly in the world, I think I'd be like, that does not look like food.
Yep, does not look healthy.
No, it doesn't look like food.
Looks full of chemicals.
Absolutely.
And I would guess little kids probably get their mouths all stained with it and the
Oh, yeah.
fingers and stuff like that and the tongue maybe.
So I usually eat these with chopsticks.
Oh.
Do you really?
To keep yourself
Yeah,
all
so you don't
fresh and
have the
stuff.
red fingers.
How fancy pants of you, Kelly.
Sorry, I didn't bring any chopsticks today.
No, it's all right. I kind of like the look. It's in a unique original look.
Looks as if they're on fire, doesn't it?
It's
Because
a
the
7
red.
for me. I'm giving it a 7.
Did you give it a score?
No.
No.
All right, not yet. I'll go then. Well, yeah, I'm going to go the original. It's a funny shape, is it? What
Yeah,
is the
it
shape
is.
about? I like the colour though. It does look like it's on fire. I'm going to give that 7.5.
Lovely.
Wow.
I mean, you might think that you could think that the factory making these would be all the offshoots that didn't quite work.
Yeah, I
out.
didn't
Yeah.
They're like, it's a weird shape, but they've actually embraced the fact that the shape is peculiar.
You know what? I actually, now that I'm looking at the original, I think the puffs are actually prettier to look at.
Yeah.
I think I'd give the puffs a 9.
Oh, wow.
It's
I'd
high
give-
scores.
Yeah,
Those.
I know. And the original, I'd probably give it an 8.
And what do you think's most attractive? The puff one here or the original what's the English one called we were just talking about?
What's it?
A what's it?
Oh.
Because I like the look of a what's it.
They're thinner, aren't they?
No, they're basically
Than
the
that?
same but a more orange.
Well, they're more cheesy what's it's, whereas these are more kind of hot.
Yeah. I like a what's it better.
Yeah?
Now, last one, Kelly Marie. How useful are they?
How useful is it, Kelly? Sell us on this.
These are,
What
You've
can
got
we
them-
do?
they're
with
these
it?
are not useful at all.
They're in you're in some friends have arrived at your apartment.
Yeah.
Your friends are outside there.
Yeah.
Just come out.
Unannounced.
Oh, we're hungry, they say, but not just for chips. And you go into your cupboard and there's not much there, and you go in your fridge. You've got a packet of them. You've got some self-raising flour, a couple of eggs, a half pint of milk.
It's always the same with you.
No, hold on.
It's always eggs and flour.
Some bits of chocolate just left over from like a bar. And is it useful? Is there something you can do with it?
I mean, I would definitely feed them to my friends,
Just as they are.
just as they
Yeah,
are.
can we do anything else with it? I mean, you can't really
You
make
can't
a cake out
really,
of it,
you
can
can't
you?
really do anything.
Can you
Well, you
crush
know what?
them down and put
so
it in
people,
soup?
So people,
Right.
there's now hot Cheeto mac and cheese, which is actually very good. You can make a mac and cheese and crush like
Crush
crunchy
that
hot Cheetos
in.
on top. Oh, it's
Yeah,
very good.
that's nice.
And then people are like, Kelly Marie, you are a magician in the kitchen.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could you use that flavoring and throw it around into popcorn? And now you've got
Oh,
flaming hot
yeah.
Cheetos popcorn.
Yeah, actually, they do make flaming hot Cheetos popcorn. It's very good.
Uh-huh. So there's a few
I
things.
feel
that it
like you
does.
can scatter it on top of things. Like
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
Like, would you put it like maybe on a chicken.
On a chicken.
A chicken breast, for instance.
That's a big swing.
That's a big.
If it's going in the oven anyway,
You know
you've
what
got
I've
some
seen?
mozzarella on there.
I have seen Flamin' Hot Cheeto chicken, chicken fingers, like fried chicken fingers, and they put.
See?
I haven't tried those yet, so I can't say.
So I think they're maybe more useful than you would think.
It's portable. I always think, can you take it to a football match and give it out to the players at halftime? You absolutely can. You can be like, hey guys, you feel a little depleted? Have a few handfuls of Flamin' Hot Cheetos. Kids love them, right? Kids love them.
Kids love them.
Car trips, road driving.
Yeah.
No, I think we're pushing up there.
Yep, I'm saying they're quite useful. Can I give it a score?
Please, William, I'd love that.
I'm going to give it a 9.2 for useful.
Wow.
I think they're useful.
Wow.
It's one of them things that if you had it in your cupboard at home and someone arrived unannounced, you'd be like, I don't really have anything, but I do have some Flaming Hot Cheetos for you. So I'm going to say the same. I'm going to give it a 9.2. Yeah.
Wow.
What do you think?
Wow, I really undersold the usefulness. I love these.
Yeah, you do.
I'm gonna give it a 10. What the
It's
heck?
a
Whoa.
10 for being
What the
useful.
heck?
So the scores from Kelly Marie there was a 9, 9, 10. That's
10,
brilliant.
9, 10.
Oh, was it 10?
Oh,
9,
flavour
10?
was 10.
Wow. Amazing.
As we have mentioned today on the Friendship Onion, Kelly Marie here, whose name came from, well, just listen back and you'll know. But I thought maybe she was named after the 80s pop sensation, Kelly Marie, whose song we have now on Is It Funky For You? Let's have a listen to Kelly Marie.
There we go.
Oh,
Just take you back to your nightclubbing days.
My head is in a spin, my feet don't touch the ground.
Yeah.
Because you're near to me, my head goes round and round. My knees are shaking, baby.
This is a jam.
My heart, it beats like a drum.
I could just see you on the dance floor in a disco in the 80s, Bills. Yeah.
What is this move?
that's my jiggle.
Yeah.
I love it.
Kelly Marie feels like I'm in love. Now, come on. We scored this in quite a difficult way, Kelly Marie.
Yeah.
You might not like this. We scored this in how funky is it for you? On a score range of not very funky
Brahms.
to as funky as you can get.
Prince.
So you can score it.
Anything
That's
in
hard.
between.
Like, say, for instance, I would score that as Earth, Winds and Fire.
Oh, I was very close to what I was going to say. I was going to say Boney M. A Boney M level of funk.
Boney M, another
What's
good.
Boney M?
Boney
Boney
M
M?
did, what's the most famous track? Boney M?
Brown
Down by
girl.
the riverside. Oh, brown girl in the ring. Tra-la-la-la-la. There's a brown girl in the ring. Tra-la-la-la-la-la. Yeah, I
Do you
kind of.
remember
I
that?
know that song.
And something else that they did.
Did a
Anyway,
lot of stuff, Boney M. They were very good.
yeah,
Very
they're kind of
big.
slightly 70s cosmic funk. Hang on, here's John.
Very interesting fact. This
here
was
we-
written for Elvis Presley originally.
What?
Really? The
But
pelvis?
Yes, but unfortunately, when he died, they, obviously couldn't have him record it.
Yeah, it'd be
And so-
difficult. It'd be more difficult.
Yeah. So it says the producer, Barry Murray, was about to send it to Elvis when he got a phone call saying Elvis had died.
He's left
After
the building.
that, he kind of put it to bed for a while. Kelly Marie had a few minor hits in France, was hanging around the office, thought she had a good voice, and he said,
Wow.
She was just hanging around the office?
It's like one of your stories, that, hanging around the office
I
and suddenly
mean,
you're in Star Wars.
listen.
Went in at lunchtime. They said, "Could you sing this?"
Mm.
She said, "Yeah." Put in a boop boo, and we're good to go.
Hey, I tell you what, Elvis wouldn't have had the boop boo. He
No.
wouldn't have been into that.
You wouldn't have.
My hands are shaking, baby. My hands are like a drum. And they go, what is that? No, don't give me any of that bullshit. cut out the boo-boo. Well, I'm not in the boo-boo. All right. So you've got to give us a score. From Brahms, no funk,
From
to
Brahms
Purple Prince.
to Prince.
Super Prince funky.
Man, what's in between? Okay, I have a confession for you. I don't really listen to any cool music.
It doesn't
really?
matter.
Well, what, are you a podcast
What about
person?
that
Is what
guy
you do?
that he says he met and he didn't really met? He just walked through a room.
Yeah, that was
the
sad.
thin
I'm just
white
kidding.
tunic.
Well,
Just kidding.
could
Yeah,
you-
Bowie.
Yeah,
And then Bowie's is pretty funky.
I've always thought it was David Bowie.
Could be Bowie or Bowie, I think.
Well, I had this argument with my son, and he said Bowie. I said Bowie. he looked it up, and Bowie said it's Bowie. So it's definitely Bowie. Because
Yeah.
if
Bowie.
Bowie says it's Bowie, it's definitely Bowie.
I asked his son, I did a film with his son, Duncan Jones, and I said to him at dinner, I said, is it Bowie like snowy, or is it Bowie like Bowie?
And what did he say?
He said it's Bowie like snowy.
And did you say, is it Jones like Bones?
Or is it Jonas? Yeah, it's a great film, that Moon Age Daydream thing. It's worth watching. It's an interesting film because it's obviously a biopic. You're exploring someone's life, but it doesn't do it. I was saying to Bills, it doesn't do it in the same way that we've come to kind of expect, which is like they were born here. This is what their parents did. This is how they got into music. It doesn't do that at all with this. It's just like, are some examples as to why this artist was so incredible. So
Wow.
it's much more like an art piece, like slightly experimental cinema. I loved it.
That reminds me of one thing I forgot to ask you. You've had tons of work and done lots of great stuff and your voiceover stuff, and you're off to New Zealand to do your new thing. But I read somewhere about something, is it a documentary about domino tipping? What is that?
Oh, domino rallying.
Oh my God. It's this documentary called Lily Topples the World. And have you seen Lily's YouTube videos?
No. Who's Lily?
Havesh? The most incredible, her entire existence is just loving dominoes. And she has created an empire where she like builds these insane domino
It
structures,
sounds so
like
about
tens of thousands of
Obvious.
dominoes,
Right.
and like videotapes them. And she has like,
Has she got a massive
did-
house or
she's like
something?
billions.
Where's
of-
she doing it? Because you need a ton of space, don't you?
Yeah, so she gets hired to do a bunch of them now.
But does
like,
she
in
knock them
different places.
down? Is it one of
Yeah,
those things?
yeah. So you can watch
So
on
at
YouTube.
the end,
Mhm.
like she always knocks them down.
Mhm.
And did you narrate it?
No. I just executive produced it. Yeah.
Oh, you're a
Oh,
producer.
very
as
cool.
well.
When
yeah,
does that
yeah.
come out? Or is it
It's out. It's
Oh,
out.
what's it called?
Yeah, it's called Lily Topples the World.
Oh, brilliant. Go watch that.
It's
We
pretty
call,
cool.
Definitely do that.
in Britain, we call that domino rallying, don't we? But do you
I
guys
didn't-
not
Is that
call
what
it
it's
domino
called?
I
rallying?
didn't know we called
Oh.
it that.
Domino rally.
Didn't know it had a name.
I didn't know that either.
So we definitely need to see that. That's brilliant.
Yeah,
And then
it's
you're
very
off to New
cool.
Zealand.
I'm
What are you
off
going to
to New
watch on the
Zealand.
flight? Lord of the Rings?
Maybe, yeah.
Have you got a favourite hobbit?
Do you think that's offered on the
Really?
plane still? Yeah.
Wait, Sam was going
Just
to
ask.
Sam.
Well, she's not saying.
Yeah, Sam. Well, Kelly Marie, it's been great to have you. Have an amazing time in New Zealand. Please
Thank
get in touch if
you.
there's some. If you're in a certain city and you're like, hey, any ideas? Like, we're not as good as we used to be, but we're still kind of
I
okay.
think we're
with New
still
Zealand
all right.
stuff.
Yeah.
I've
That'd be
got names of a
amazing.
couple of restaurants and some people, some friends.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so great! I'm so
Wow.
excited for
Have an
you.
amazing time.
Thank you, friends.
Bills, we've run out of time. Hey, everyone, get in touch with us if you want.
What, you don't put that powder in
There's
your eyes?
flaming hot Cheeto stuff in my
Careful
eyes.
there.
How can they get in touch with us? Well, you can rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening to your podcast, and then it's the Friendship Onion on our YouTube channel.
Yep, if you want merchandise, it's the friendshiponionpodcast.com. If we've got in here, we'll give it to you so
Yeah,
that
I
you
want
can
something.
wear it proudly in New Zealand.
Yes.
And if you want to send a voice message, it's speakpipe.com/the Friendship Onion.
Thanks again, Kelly Marie.
Thank
it's been wonderful
you.
having
You're
you.
the best.
Very
And we'll
brilliant.
see you guys next week.
See ya.
Toodles.
Harmonize with me and hold me tight all through the night. You're shining bright. I'm your oyster, baby. You're my pearl.